A note on twins with some twin water lily flowers there, some twin birds, but as in the film, very different from one another. In fact, they're a good example of the twins in film because they couldn't be any different. Same type of bird, same environment. This is crazy, yeah. Always over me and trying to kill me, to cut my ears off, while the other one is just more aloof, relaxed. If you give him things to chew, proving my point. He's fine. Not now and today. He's in a mood for love, like that wonderful Asian movie. Um, so this is good. I'm afraid I can't say very good comedy, and it's good because of Danny de Vito. He pulls all the weight, even if it's I don't know, this tall, not tall at all. And the one who's pulling it down, so to say, is Schwarzenegger. In my view, he and let's say what's his name, a famous winner of Academy Awards for his Rocky, and good in that film with Kaplan, Sylvester Stallone. Two of them are examples of not good acting, but of people who shouldn't think about acting because they wouldn't. What do you mean? They speak uh, badly. As I said, they're not role models. They're rather reverse. It's if you are like this, don't consider acting. In any case, but on the other hand, some of maybe the exception to the rule. If people talk like that, behave like that, think like that, should consider other jobs like boxing, weightlifting. After all, Schwarzenegger had been a Mr. Universe. He was into muscle building, bodybuilding. That's the name for it. But they prove one wrong when they make Terminator, Hasta la Vista Baby. After all, it's something I know and I don't like the man. It's in the history of cinema, and the film is rather good. Then, as I said, Stallone has what with Rocky. Everybody, who am I to contradict everybody in the creme de la creme of film, of cinema, who gave it the most prestigious awards. In fact, there are some who criticize or have a rather different take than the majority. And I'm thinking Adventures in the Screen Trade, William Goldman, wonderful book. He mentions Rocky. He's not really destroying it. Maybe he's not even critical. But at one point, I think he is. He's not thrilled by the idea of having Rocky 5, 7, whatever. And I think he's also critical of Stallone, who said he wanted to work with him at one point, but then called from somewhere and said, "Look, I'm too busy. I won't do it after all." Anyway, so coming back to twins, the premise is this: the characters of Danny de Vito and Schwarzenegger are twins. Only one is this tall and the other is 3 times as high as the former, as the first. And it's of course preposterous. And they rely on this heavily throughout. Plus the antithesis between, which may be more interesting, the psychology, the types of character, the personality. Danny de Vito is basically a sort of a crook um, with no ethics, dishonest, cheating, funny with that. So what? And Schwarzenegger, they've been educated apart, so maybe this is also a take a meditation on nurture versus nature. Psychology, science has proven that they're both important, but for a time people wondered what is more important: nature, your DNA, your genetic inheritance, or the education you may or may not have received. How does the environment in which you live influence you? And turns out they're both important. And So Schwarzenegger, his character is upright. He's decent. He's well educated. He's polite. He's honest. Good guy and the bad guy, and ready to save his brother. His brother, you're my brother. Yeah, right. It's funny. If we would have two De Vitos in the same, the film could be a smash hit, wonderful. But Schwarzenegger, to me, is not. I said that at the first, not the man you want to see in movies. Even if he proved me wrong with Terminator. But then there are so many others in which its effect is null or negative. My view. So they get into all sorts of adventures. There's also some conflicts, fights because of De Vito and because of the car. He stumbles upon in the car. There's some. Let's not have any spoilers, but there's some things that some mafia guys want, and then there are different groups competing to get the car, the money, the material, the whatnot. There are two girls that come along, and sometimes funny situations when De Vito is involved, and he's good, humorous acting. Schwarzenegger, well, you know by now what I think.